Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our 38th annual Galesburg High School Athletic Hall of Fame ceremony. My name is Steve Cheesman. I'm going to be your MC tonight. And before we begin, I'd like to introduce you to our athletic director, Nick Young, who has some announcements for you, and then we'll begin our ceremony. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for everyone getting here. We're funneling everybody still in here. So, Beau, Shay's late. Imagine that. Good evening and welcome to Hague Performing Arts Center here at Galesburg High School. My name is Nick Young, and I'm serving my second year as the athletic director and my 19th year with District 205. It's my honor and pleasure to kick off tonight's festivities and help facilitate a memorable evening for the individuals and team being inducted in the Hall of Fame this evening. I'd like to start out by thanking the Galesburg Athletic Booster Club for their support in helping organize and support this event. Additionally, to the members of the Hall of Fame Committee, Jerry Albright, Lori Ayton, Steve Cheesman, Marla Clay, Taryn Cowan, Amelia Dietrich, Jackie Golinghorst, Jeff Ewing, Steve Hawkins, Dick Lindstrom, Joey Range, and Jason Spring. I thank you for your service in helping select this class. To the inductees, on behalf of the faculty, staff, and students at Galesburg Junior Senior High School and the community of Galesburg, congratulations. This honor is well-deserved, and you may hold your heads high knowing you are forever revered in this community and will now be known forever as Silver Streak Hall of Famers. You will join the likes of many great men and women and add to a standard of excellence that has been set for the past 100 years in and around Galesburg athletics. Maybe most importantly, please stand proud knowing that your legacy will serve as a model that today's youth and those in the future will aspire to emulate. Next, I'd like to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, a fellow Hall of Famer, Mr. Steve Cheesman. He'll help move our ceremony forward and highlight all the inductees' accomplishments and accolades. I just ask at the end of the ceremony if the inductees could meet me right outside, and then we'll proceed into the gym to honor you on Evan Massey Court and John Thiel Gymnasium. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Young. And please give Mr. Young another big round of applause. He is doing a fantastic job here. This is a wonderful evening, one that I think all of us look forward to. It's a couple months late this year, but that's okay. Great crowd here tonight, and this is a special event, and it wouldn't matter when it's held. It's something that's really, really, really big here and something we all look forward to. And for you that have just walked into the school for the first time, this is quite the place, isn't it? No question about it. No question about it. And one of the nice things also is as I see folks here arrive that I have great regard for and admiration for, whether it's these athletes and coaches, parents, other coaches that I've been around, friends, it sure brings a lot of warmth to my heart. I know Mr. Young's heart as well, and all those that are involved here, to see so many people that mean so much to all of us. Well, let's go ahead and begin. And as Mr. Young said, this is our 38th annual Galesburg High School Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Quite a thing, to say the least, in terms of how fast this time has gone. Today we get to honor 5 individuals and 1 team. And as you look at the accomplishments of these individuals and this team, boy, they've done an enormous amount of things in their athletic careers. And more importantly, if you got to talk to them or find out more about them, they used all of that to springboard themselves to just a very, very successful career and wonderful families that they're raising afterwards. As Mr. Young said, we've been playing athletics here for over 100 years, probably close to 120 years now, and we've seen lots and lots and lots of good teams and athletes go through here. To see these folks here get added to that tremendous fraternity and sorority, they have certainly accomplished a lot to be named in that. And I think all of us that have been part of Silver Streak's athletics, and I've got the good fortune of being probably as a kid watching it, as an athlete, and as a coach for over 60 years, I can say without question that This is a special group here that gets to be involved in Silver Streaks athletics. From our nickname to our colors to our song, Heil Silver Away, or the William Tell Overture. Not that dear old Galesburg High School. Not much on that one, but the William Tell Overture. All of those things make this a really special place to play sports here. With that being said, let's go ahead and we're going to begin our induction ceremony this evening. Before we start honoring these special individuals, a couple of other things that I'd like to acknowledge, a couple of other people that I know Mr. Young would also acknowledge here. Dick Lindstrom was the longtime MC of this event. He's here again. He did such a great job, and he set the stage and the standard for how this night should go. Could you give Dick a nice round of applause? He's back there in the back. I would like to also acknowledge Mr. Asplin and Mr. Young and Mr. Ewing, our principal, and the faculty staff, our custodial staff, and other staff here for the tremendous job they do here at Galesburg High School and our school district. One more round of applause for them as well. And something, unfortunately, and we're doing the very best we can in the times that we're in now, that a lot of our young athletes will not get to experience like all of us did, that we had the best media coverage in the world. You felt like you're a professional athlete and a professional team here with coverage from the Register Mail, WGIL, WAIK radio when it was around. Well, today we still have some of that around, and we're very fortunate to have Jay Redfern and Roger Lundeen here from WGIL, and they do a marvelous job of keeping that going. Also, we have John Ring, who does a fine job with the Berg and does a lot of good things for Silver Streaks Athletics. And I don't know if John is in here or not, but please give him a round of applause, too. And a new media outlet called the Galesburg Community News is doing a fine job there. So they're trying to pick up the slack in challenging circumstances with the media that we were all used to, but we're grateful for them. Okay, let us go ahead and begin honoring this GHS Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2025 in 2026. Each one of these wonderful athletes performed in a way that as you looked at what they did, there was excellence achieved. They were ones that stood out for what they did for all kinds of reasons. So they definitely earned this, and them getting named into this Hall of Fame is quite the honor. In fact, it's the ultimate honor that I think an athlete can receive besides winning a state championship or a state championship as an individual. This is really the ultimate honor, and these folks here tonight are very worthy of that and are an outstanding class. So we're going to begin with our first nominee. And in your program, you can see some of their accomplishments, but this certainly isn't their only accomplishments. Our first honoree is someone that I had the good fortune of coaching and also getting to coach his brothers. And I can tell you this, as a coach, and I think our coaches here can attest to this. When you get an athlete that is a tremendous leader, very competitive, a lot of zest in terms of their ability to want to compete and desire to be successful, has high standards for themselves, and is a great teammate and makes their teammates better, you've got someone special, and they're going to be part of a winning team. And as I look back at lots of those particular players that I had the good fortune of coaching, this person here fits that particular criteria, as does our new basketball coach here, Taylor Thiel. I mean, these guys, and there are a number of other ones that I sit here and think about and thought about this week, they're special. And if you're around them, you're going to see a true performance of excellence. So, again, this particular nominee, or this particular new inductee, won letters in 3 sports here at Galesburg High School. He was all-conference in 2 sports. He was an all-state selection in football as a quarterback, 2-time all-state basketball selection. He was a member of our last basketball team here that went to state and also finished runner-up in the state. He also had the most touchdowns in a season passing touchdowns. And he's done a number of other things, and like I said, he is a special leader. Afterwards, he's raised a nice family. He's a podiatrist, And like I said, it was a true honor to coach him and his brothers, and certainly his brothers fit that category also of what I just mentioned. So let's give a warm welcome to 2025 Galesburg High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, Beau Shay. Come on up here, Beau, if you'd like.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, I'll try to make this somewhat quick, but I'm going to talk a little bit, so you got to bear with me. Coach Cheesman, Hall of Fame committee, fellow inductees, IBCA Hall of Famers, Joey Range. I thought Coach Massey might be around, but he's not here. But most importantly, my wife. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming tonight. I know a lot of people, especially Ms. Johnson, had family coming in November. Unfortunately, Mother Nature had something to say about that. So maybe a little bit smaller crowd than what we would have had, but at least people were able to make it. We appreciate everybody that can make it tonight. Range, Kelly, Thiel, Kimbrough, Massey, Shay, Sundberg, Morgan, Davis, Johnson, DeJanes, Henderson, Isaacson, Dennis, Hewlick, Nixon, Mims, Dickerson, Watson, Pugh, Larson, and Pickrell. These are just some of the Hall of names that have walked these halls, played on these fields, courts, and swam in these pools. These are a sampling of the people I've heard stories about, people I looked up to, watched, or played with. I'm not sure I deserve to be up here with them, but I'm honored. To my fellow inductees, I probably have the most intimate relationship with all of us in this group. Coach Bunch has known me since I was this tall. He has been a part of Galesburg since before I was born, as a coach and a supporter. I have spent many nights in Mr. Spring's house as I was friends with his two youngest kids, Adam and Andrew. Miss Johnson and I ran in the same group in high school, and we followed each other through our careers. I was a small member of the 99 boys track and field team. I could have been more important if it wasn't for Hall of Famer Pierre Woods and high jump, because our 4x8 team could have been a little bit better, but he gave up on it. There was a Richwood story, but we don't want to listen to that about how good we were. I watched Dr. Meeker as he was pouring in points from 2012 to 2016, and then followed him as he followed his father's footsteps. Congrats to all of you, and it's great to go in with each one of you. I did an interview with Jay Redfern a few months ago, and he asked me what I'd say tonight. And I'll echo what I said in that interview. I'm only here because of all of you and because of Galesburg. It's that plain and simple. The commitment this town has to this high school, and especially to its high school athletes, is very rare. A Galesburg athlete has the support at every corner of this community. Galesburg shows up to watch and cheer. We had amazing crowds at our football, girls and boys basketball games, and many other sports. It's easy to be a fan when you're going to state, but you guys showed up when we weren't. Galesburg puts money where its mouth is. As they mentioned, we have amazing facilities here. The football stadium, the new baseball field, the field houses, and so on, show the dedication of this community to the athletes here. Coaches like Bob and Bill Morgan dedicating their time away from their family to coach us up, even after they retired. To open gyms up on the weekends so we can get shots up or we can run 4-on-4, 5-on-5. Gym teachers like Miss Lindsay and Coach Barshinger looking the other way as I got morning shots up at Churchill when my Aunt Debbie or Mr. Richmond would let me and my dad in to get shots up. Getting asked to run some hoops in the backyard of Eric Johnson's full court. That was something special. At that point, he had nothing tying him to the high school other than he wanted to see younger kids get better. Man, you knew you made it if you got asked to play in Eric Johnson's backyard. Or being allowed to finally get a run in on the fire station and play with Curtis Cunningham, my brothers Jason and Zach, Jimmy and Joey Range, was just another rite of passage in this community. As Coach mentioned, having 2 radio stations cover your games, the voices of Jimmy Carr and Brad Benowitz, 2 different stations, still echo in my head. Being interviewed during the week by the Register's Mail, Jay Redfern, Mike Trueblood, or after games. Waking up on a Saturday and seeing your own picture that's huge on the sports section front page after a huge win. I mean, who has this in high school? We did. This community had this. I mean, I tell my college friends about it, and they cannot fathom the stories I tell them. They laugh at me. I tell my New Jersey buddies, they think it's an absolute joke. I'm like, that's how important it was to us. Galesburg allowed this quirky kid who let Officer Perez know during basketball games when I was little, running around, that everything was okay in the stands. Or when I called Mike Hellenthal directly because I was pissed about how 8th grade football was going. And not only did he answer, but he came to my house to discuss what I thought. It allowed me to grow into a solid high school athlete, and I thank you. Thank you to my coaches, Coach Betts, Coach Cheesman, Coach Albright, Coach Hickey, Coach Casper, Coach Barshinger, Coach Dennison, Coach Miller, Coach Falk, for molding me. Thank you for the support of other coaches that didn't coach me, but supported our teams. Coach Massey, Coach Clay, Coach Willie, Coach Gonzalez. It was awesome playing with guys like Toby Lanholm, Casey Kane, Nick Young, Punch, Squeak, Justin Brown, Chris Strout, John Pritchard, and Derek Blackwell on the football field. These are the men that made me an all-state quarterback. Playing hoops with Ryan Wood, Aaron Vargas, Sean Carr, Jordan Watson, and of course, Steve Glasgow, Taylor Thiel, Mike Tapper, Rod Thompson, Jason Wessels, and the entire 98 team. I'm going to take this opportunity to say this about Galesburg. It was damn fun being a part of that 98 team. A lot of great memories. But I will make one thing clear. No disrespect to Dale Kelly or the Kimbrough or anyone else. But I was blessed to play with the greatest athlete and by far the greatest basketball player to ever play here, Joey Range. I saw some unreal players in college while I was at Clemson, and there is not one player that I would pick at Duke, North Carolina, Maryland, etc., over Joey Range. As we get to the end, my closest friends are from Galesburg because this community is that important to me. Some are here. Ted Grothe, Matt McGinn, Chris Strout, Molly Strout, Justin Brown, Kimmy Peck, Todd Peck, and I appreciate it. Todd Peck, Fox, sorry. Shut up. Anyway. Finally, I would not be here, obviously, without my family. My mom and dad raised me to treat everyone with respect, to do your best and believe in yourself. There's no better compliment than to be a great parent, and that's what my parents are. My brothers, Jason and Zach, are my rocks. They are who led me to where I am today, to give me the confidence to be successful in sports and in life. They are who I continue to lean on today in good times and bad. Now today, I'm grateful to raise 3 athletes in our house with my beautiful wife, Jennifer. Michael, Maya, and Maxine are all shaping into great athletes in their own right. I am trying to cherish that because I know my time here went way too fast. Thank you, Galesburg.
I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but when I said that he fits all those categories, you can see why. And again, he was raised by wonderful parents like so many of you are that made such a difference in our lives. Our next inductee was someone that I didn't have in school, I didn't get to coach, but I saw her a lot as she grew up here, went to Churchill, went to Galesburg High School. And I try to come up with something that I think is unique about them, and I think I just saw it again here tonight, and it's certainly something that I saw back then. She is full of energy. She's someone that you would gravitate to. She's someone that's very likable, someone that you feel like would have your back. And again, there's another one of those kinds of things that is priceless and you'd sure want out of someone that's a teammate or a friend or a family member. When you look at this particular athletic record in terms of track, holy cow. It's all there on that page there underneath her biography in terms of her athletic accomplishments, both in high school and in college. I mean, she would be considered, just looking at this and eyeballing this, as one of the greatest track athletes this school has ever seen. Whether it was, no question about it. And the team records that she was part of, and certainly the individual records, and then going to state, this is a premier track athlete. So without further ado, let's bring her up here and let's give her a warm round of applause. Again, 2025 inductee to the Galesburg Athletic Hall of Fame, Ardith Johnson. You're just like I thought.
Tough act to follow, Beau. But mine will be quicker. Just 1 second. First of all, love seeing the high school, love seeing all of the updates. I remember being in 8th grade and coming and training for the hurdles. Mr. Hickey was so gracious to have me come and train with Tara, of course. I threw you in there because you're here. No, honestly, though, I just want to say thank you so much for this honor. I feel so lucky to have my entire family here, my husband, my kids, and then, of course, my best friends in the whole world. They traveled here not once but twice, so thank you. You guys must really love me. Yes, thank you. The track is definitely where I learned the value of hard work and what it feels like to really chase big goals and to really trust that showing up every day to improve yourself and with intention actually does add up. This team gave me amazing friendships, taught me how to be a part of something bigger than myself, and introduced me to incredible mentors. It also clearly sparked a lifelong obsession with running clothes. But more than anything, I'm really grateful that my love for running has never left me. From college to now, co-founding a running brand, I'm so honored that I get to really share that passion with the running community to this day. I want to say thank you to all my coaches, teammates, and teachers, but especially my family, for believing in me then and now. My parents never missed a track meet. They somehow became the unofficial parents to the entire team, always with snacks, water, recovery drinks, and the occasional maniacal scream from the stands. But honestly, now being a mom and seeing how much dedication and time and sacrifice that takes, so I'm so grateful. So thanks, Mom and Dad. Track and field is definitely not the flashiest sport in high school. The stands are typically not packed, and it doesn't always rally the whole town, but it definitely shaped who I am. I'm so proud to carry that legacy forward. To any other athletes here tonight, trust the process, and don't underestimate where a few extra laps will take you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ardith, and again, congratulations, you did just fine. Well, you can see when folks are into the high-tech stuff, I've scribbled my notes here in pencil and erase things and cross things out, and she pulls out a phone and does all that. I guess I need to get with the program. Okay, our next inductee is again someone that I had the privilege and honor, and that is exactly what it is, especially with these kids that I got to coach here, and I know the other coaches would say the same, a privilege and honor to get to work with him. And Ardith just said something that I think makes sports such a great thing. And I tell the students, I still work with some students here now, that sports, there's nothing that does a better job of helping you create relationships. There's nothing that teaches you better life skills. There's nothing that gives you any more joy than having some kind of a athletic endeavor, whatever it may be, from track to swimming to golf, basketball, baseball, football, whatever it is. The fun of doing that and trying to do everything you can to be the very best that you can be, and with teammates pulling on the same rope. So that's excellent that she mentioned that, because that's so important. Well, again, this next honoree is someone that fits the same type of MO that Beau does. Tremendous teammate, tremendous, very coachable, someone that you could depend upon, someone that had a way about himself that everyone liked to be around, and that you could certainly, again, as I say, depend upon. He joined the varsity basketball team as a freshman. We've had a number of those over the years here, but you had to be special to do that, and he was special. And he came in with a group that had some veteran players, but also some young players, and he knew how to fit in with that. And that's a dicey situation, and he did a really good job with that. And it was really fun to watch him grow as a player, as a person, and achieve the things that he achieved. And boy, did he achieve a lot of things, both on the court and off the court. He got to play with my son here, and that was something I thought was really special too, and watch them interact. And got to, of course, experience Mike Reynolds for 4 years, and that's in itself some kind of experience. And he did a great job with all that. Again, looking at his achievements, a 4-year basketball letter winner, 3rd on the all-time scoring list, school record for threes, an all-conference player for 3 years. He's 6th in the Western Big Six all-time scoring list, and we know all the great players that have played there. After he got out of high school, he went on and attended both Kirkwood and Knox College, and he's become a physician. He also is raising a wonderful family with a tremendous wife and mother, who was also in her own right a tremendous athlete, Rainey. And it gives me great pleasure here to announce tonight our next inductee into the 2025 Streaks Athletic Hall of Fame, Ethan Meeker.
Thanks, Coach Cheese. Appreciate it. And I want to start by thanking all of you for being here tonight, and also every person who played a role in nominating me for this honor. I greatly appreciate it. As we've seen tonight, there's been so many great athletes who have come through here. Galesburg has an incredibly rich athletic tradition. So many men and women who have come before me, and it's an honor to be named among them, and something I really don't take for granted. Throughout my basketball career, playing on the AAU circuit, college basketball, I've had the opportunity to play with a lot of different players from all over the country. And I can confidently say that my athletic experience here was unique and far better than most. And Beau fleshed a lot of that out in his remarks earlier. 2 radio stations, packed crowd with community and student support, great atmospheres in the Western Big Six, and those things make this a really, really special place to have a high school career. And if I ever had a chance to talk to the current players, one of the things I would tell them is to cherish the time that they have here and not wish it away. Because for 99% of them, including the ones that go on to play in college, this is as good as it gets. And I'm incredibly grateful for the experience that I had here. When I was thinking about what I wanted to say tonight, I came to the conclusion that I wanted to spend the majority of my time thanking people that made this possible. I want to start by thanking God, because He's the one that gave me the ability to play this game, provided me with an incredible support system, family and friends around me that made my career so enjoyable. My goal ultimately was to honor Him rather than myself with my career, and I hope that I did that. Being nominated to an Athletic Hall of Fame is an amazing honor, but being in God's Hall of Fame to the grace of Christ is far better, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. My parents, so much to say, not enough time. They did not deny me a single opportunity when it comes to my basketball career. They are at every game, would have been at every practice if that was allowed. Probably a good thing my dad wasn't allowed to be at practice. But the truth is, I would not have had the career that I did if it wasn't for my dad. And their support was just unwavering, and I'm incredibly grateful for them. My wife's aunt, Vicki Sibley's, she's here tonight. Tremendous support for me throughout my high school and college career. Her late husband, John Sibley Sr., many of you knew him, was at every single home game in the second row with 2 bags of popcorn. He would have loved to see this day, and I'm going to have a chat with him about it when I see him again. My 3 brothers, Jared, Austin, and Brandon, went above and beyond in their support of my basketball career. From countless workouts in the gym, driving hours to my games, listening on the radio, they were involved far more than I ever would have expected of them, despite the busyness of their personal lives. So I'm very thankful for them. Of course, my coaches and teammates, Coach Mangieri, Coach Nosher, Coach Betts, Coach Kay, Coach Reynolds, Coach Cheesman, Coach Soley, Coach Hart, Coach Pogue, and Coach Hawkins. Each one of them played a unique role in my development as a person and as a player. And I'm truly appreciative of each and every one of them. I felt like I played for a great coaching staff here at Galesburg High School, and a really fun coaching staff as well to play for. My teammates, don't have time to mention every single one of them, but basketball is a team game. There's individual awards and honors, but none of them are possible without your teammates. And I certainly played with a lot of really, really good players that made my job a whole lot easier, and they deserve a lot of the credit for tonight. There's also so many other family and friends that I can't name. If I tried, I'd leave someone off, but you know who you are. And I just want to tell you how much I appreciate your support throughout my career, coming to home games, away games, calls, texts. I truly appreciate every bit of it. Last but not least, my wife, Rainey, who's been by my side for over a decade now and has been my rock. I just couldn't imagine going through life with anyone else, and so I'm incredibly grateful for her. So thanks again for this amazing honor. This is something that I will cherish for the rest of my life, and I'll forever be proud to be a Silver Streak. Thanks.
All of us coaches, I hope you know what we're all thinking. It's an honor to be around folks like this, just to play some kind of small part. They did it all. We just got to go along for the ride. So, again, Ethan, congratulations to you. One other thing I forgot to mention about him, if you can name a better shooter, I'd like to see it. He's a really good shooter, really good. Our next honoree, I think, graduated from Galesburg High School with Moses. Could have been. I think he was in the class with Moses. Well, on a serious note, there's no person, I think that Dr. Shay said this, that really typifies Galesburg in all the good that we stand for here. He's done so much for so many people. He knows our history. He's full of wisdom. He's contributed to so many different things. He's been involved in just a million different things. And he's someone that if you know him, you feel like that it's a blessing. He played sports at Galesburg High School, and he was at Galesburg High School, maybe not with Moses, but he was with Galesburg High School and graduated when it was downtown and where the public safety building is. He had a wonderful career in terms of athletics and track, football, and basketball with some really good teams, and played for that team that many consider the greatest football team in Galesburg High School history. Went on to Tennessee State University, then taught here in our school district and coached here in our school district in a number of different positions. And after he retired from all that, he's continued on to be what he really is and meant to do, and that's be a mentor to so many people who look up to him and his wise words. Had the good fortune of having his children in school and knowing many of his family. He truly is, and his family is, wonderful people that any kind of association you would have with him, your life would be better. So let's go ahead and now meet our 2026 next Galesburg High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee in the class of 1958, Coach Bunch, Rodney Bunch.
A couple of things. Number one, I try to tell Mr. Cheesman that you never give a microphone to a preacher, teacher, politician, because they don't know when to stop talking. I'll be all right. I just want to say thanks to a couple of people in the audience, and wish you would stand and then sit back down. Dr. Aspen, Superintendent of Schools. He's somewhere here. Where is he? There he is. I call him Dr. Clean. I'd like to see Dr. Mickey Johnson. Would you please stand? He played football, baseball here at Galesburg High School. Thank you. Two aldermen, Alderman White, Alderman Hunnigan, would you please stand? And he's always going to be big brother. I don't know where he is now. He came in. Oh, there he is. There he is. Would you please stand, Ellis Bunch? Now, I may have overlooked some people. I'm very sorry if I did. Please forgive me. Another thing I want to start with is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, my whole alphabet. And the reason I said that is because with you people here in the auditorium, it's great to see you. And I can't thank everybody and going from there. Another thing I'm a little embarrassed about, these people graduated magna cum laude, summa cum laude, laude. I graduated, thank you, Lordy. But I did make it. Before I get started, I meant to tell Mr. Cheesman that, as I said before, you don't give the microphone to a preacher, teacher, or politician because they never know when to shut up, so I won't be here too much longer, so whatever. I would like anybody from whatever school, whatever high school, whatever college that you came from, would you please, please stand. There's a bunch of them. Please stand. Come on, stand up. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what kind of athletic you were. Please stand and be recognized. You need to stand up and let people see you. Thank you. Thank you. And as it's been said, you have to earn. You have to learn before you can earn. I'm trying to read my notes. Can't even read my own handwriting. Also, I want to thank the people that work in concessions. You know, we come to these ball games, football games, basketball games, and not really ever understanding that the custodians have to work very hard cleaning up after people and going from there. So I definitely want to thank them. I want to thank the workers that work in the concession stands, because those people work very hard also. Young people from the high school, definitely want to thank them. I see a bunch of coaches standing around here, a bunch of, I can't say, I better shut up. What a great time to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. You know, with the field house being named after the Kimbrough, I was on the team. I didn't play much, but I was on the team with them. Two of the greatest athletes to ever come through Galesburg High School. You're talking about doing it all and could do it all with the Kimbrough twins, and they did a great job. I also want to thank the committee for choosing me, and the thing bad about the committee is that unlike they don't have to stay locked up, there's no smoke, and they don't have to choose the Pope, so we go from there, but they work very hard. So anybody on the committee, if you're here, please stand and be recognized. Okay, I guess maybe nobody. And once again, I also want to recognize the inductees into the Hall of Fame tonight and go from there. Now, Mr. Cheesman and Doc over here stole some of my thunder that I wanted to tell you that I played a little bit of ball here. Well, I was on the football team, on the basketball team. Now, I didn't get on the varsity, but I did get a little small G from the sophomores. I guess they just said, hey, anybody that's playing on sophomore team gets a G. So I do have it. I have that at home. And I played my junior and senior year. I did play junior varsity. And so I just wanted to mention that right quick. Went to state, wanted to go to state in track, but I ran out of gas. I went to districts up in Rock Island and ran out of gas. And I wanted to mention that because if somebody said, did you run track in high school? I could have said, much like Miss Johnson here, yeah, I went to state. You know, I wasn't the best in the world, but I did make it down to state. So yeah, I was a pretty good track runner. But I ran out of gas when I got up to the districts up there. Also, I want to have my daughters and my son-in-law stand, please. Bettina and Talisha. Bettina works down as a teacher down in the Dallas, Georgia. Her husband's in the Air Force, as you can go as an E9, and he's getting ready to retire. But, you know, hey, congratulations. My daughter, Talisha, works in New York, trying to be like Miss Johnson and establish her own clothing line and go from there. Named after my mother, Laurel, L-O-R-R-E-L. And, but I just wanted to mention, Talisha is a technical designer. For those of you who may not be aware of that, she's worked with Marilyn Fostenberg, J. Crew, what's his name? Ralph Polo? Whatever his name is, yeah. Reese Witherspoon, she didn't have a chance to to put a dress on Reese Witherspoon as such. So those, you know. Also, I want to thank my wife, who unfortunately passed away for 50-some years. Oh, also my daughters were cheerleaders here at Galesburg High School, and so I don't know if they could still jump or not. But yeah, they're going to get me when they get home. But hey, I had to say that anyway. And I want to also thank, even though he's not here, I also want to thank Ed Sennett and Dr. Barry Swanson, Tom Sigo, Mark Reed, Arnold Gonzalez. These are guys that helped get me into basketball. You know, I coached football, basketball, track out at Churchill Junior High School. Can't do it now. Barely can hardly walk. But there may be those that may say, why him, versus others that might say, why not him? And God knows best. Now, God takes care of the fools and mules. I don't know which one I am, probably both, but whatever the situation is. And I did again say, I did play football, basketball, and baseball, about track here at Galesburg High School. Again, as Mr. Cheesman stated, I went to Tennessee State, pledged Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, and that's about basically it. After I graduated from Tennessee State, Uncle Sam said, hey, come spend some time with me, which I didn't want to do, but I did. I got sent over to Vietnam, spent a year over there, and after I got back from Vietnam, I taught for 5 years in Chicago, came here at Galesburg High School, or Galesburg District 205, I'm sorry, 21 years here, and I taught for 8 years at East Moline Correctional Center. Now, I'll tell people, they say, what did you do after you retired? And I said, well, I went to prison. They look at me. I said, well, I taught school. I taught school up there. But that's basically it. Don't want to hold them much longer. You have the track teams that's going to be introduced here in a few minutes. And I simply want to say that, and I quote, "Oh, soldiers, teachers, preachers, politicians never die. They just fade away." Thank you.
You know, today I was looking at a picture that Jay Redfern put together with Coach Bob Morgan, and then you got Coach Bunch. God broke the mold when he made those two, that's for sure. And you can visualize, if you were, there were a number of times that I was around in a conversation with Coach Bunch and Coach Bob. I just listened. There was nothing, there was no room to talk otherwise. So congratulations. Very worthy of this. Very worthy of this. And again, up here you can't see a lot. These lights are blinding. Maybe that's better. But I looked out and saw many of these athletes, from Zach Shay to Elmer Dickerson to Mickey Johnson to Jason Spring out there. And there are many others out there that I can't see. And again, these folks sure did a lot for our school, and they've done a great deal for others as they've went on to their other careers. Our last inductee, our individual inductee, is someone that served as a ticket manager here for a long, long time. Did things with the Booster Club here for a long, long time. And in both of those jobs, he made really significant contributions. He didn't just execute those jobs. He did lots more than execute those jobs and made a very, very big difference. He's someone that if you get to know him, he is a true gentleman. Someone that has made life a better place here in our town and wherever he's been. He's raised a terrific family. As I just mentioned, his son Jason is an assistant principal at Lombard, and there's no better person that I know in life than Jason Spring. So he's made a significant impact upon raising a family that's made a difference and makes the world a better place. You can see a number of those other things that he did in terms of what specific things he did as both in the Booster Club and as our ticket manager, and also in youth sports here. And I think all of us that grew up here in our youth sports, whether it be Little League, Junior Football League, YMCA basketball, junior streets, all of those different things that we have here, and all those coaches and all those experiences we had really were the springboard to us getting interested, getting our feet wet, and then moving on to more things. So, and he was a big part of all of that. So let's bring up, without further ado, our last individual inductee into the Galesburg Athletic Hall of Fame, class of 2025, Mr. Ron Spring.
First of all, I want to say congratulations to my fellow inductees. It's my honor to go in the hall with each and one of you. I have so many people to thank for this honor, and I want to start by thanking my son Jason, who nominated me, and the committee who elected me. So thank you, Jason, and thank you, committee. I want to start with talking about my time in the Booster Club. I'm not sure when we joined, but I think it was probably late 80s or early 90s. I met a lot of dedicated, great people in the Booster Club who were dedicated to improving and helping with the athletics at Galesburg, District 205. There are so many people that I need to thank. There's too many people that I need to thank, but I do want to mention one person, and that's my friend, the late Dave Beaversdorf. For any of you who had the privilege of knowing Dave, if Dave was involved, Dave was really involved. So he was so involved in Booster Club at the time that I was in the Booster Club. We raised money by membership dues, by selling merchandise, by, in the early times, having baseball card gatherings, and probably the biggest one was the bingo night at Knights of Columbus on Wednesday night each week. And Dave headed up almost all of those things. So thank you, Dave. I'm probably most proud of the fact that when, at the time that the district was thinking or going to build the WGIL complex in the Mustang Pool, decided to pledge $150,000 for that project. Now, maybe $150,000 doesn't sound like a lot of money to you, but back in the early 90s, it was a lot of money, and it was a lot of money for our Booster Club. But it was indeed my pleasure to present to the district a check for $150,000 to go on toward the WGIL complex. So thank you, Booster Club members, workers. I am in awe of all that we accomplished. Moving right along, I became aware that the ticket manager's job was available or was vacant in the spring of 1999. Mike Robinson was AD at the time, and I called Mike and I told him I'd like to apply for it. So we set up a meeting. I was supposed to meet him at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in his office. So I came out, parked in the parking lot west of the building, went to Circle Drive, and all the doors were locked. I pounded on the doors, nobody came. Now, this was 1999. We didn't have cell phones in 1999, okay? So I waited around for a few minutes and I left and went home. Mike called me the next day. He said, "Ron, what'd you do, forgetting?" I said, "No, I was there. I was at Circle Drive, but all the doors were locked." He said, "Ron, don't you know that the driver's training door is always unlocked?" And I thought, well, yes, I did know that because that's where we used to hold our Booster Club meetings. But I didn't go there. Anyway, we met the next day, had an interview. I must have been the only one that wanted the job because I got the job. And at the time, I knew that Adam was going to be a freshman at Bradley in the fall, and Andrew was a senior at Galesburg High School. So I knew that maybe a little bit extra money would help with 2 boys in college. So, boy, did I have a lot to learn. That first year, I don't know how we got through it. Well, I know how we got through it. We got through it with a lot of help from from a lot of people, and I want to mention a few of them. The secretaries, the AD secretaries at the high school here were a tremendous help. At the time that I started in the fall of 1999, it was the late Nadine Wiggin, and then it was Pat Nelson, and then it was Cindy Benson, and then it was Tony Dubit. Thank you, ladies, for all of your help. One other person that I would like to thank is Amy Neal Miller. Amy worked in the front office at the high school here when I was a ticket manager, and she always had the money, the tickets, and everything for my sellers. So those are the people that I want to single out, but I also want to say thank you to all of my ticket takers, ticket sellers, ticket punchers. There are many, many dedicated people who helped me with this job. In closing, there's one other person that I need to thank, and that's my wife, Mary. We've been married for almost 52 and a half years now, and she's my rock. She's been a wonderful mother to our 4 boys. She did a great job of raising them. Everybody says, what fine boys they are. And I said, well, it's because of her, because I was out doing stuff, working at the high school, doing stuff that she was. So thank you, Mary, for being my rock and be my helper. Indeed, I am honored, and for this, I'm just beyond words. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, Ron. And Mrs. Spring, you are a wonderful lady. There's no question about that. Something else he said, I did the interim athletic director's job for 6 months here, and came in on a Monday and found out on a Friday, and there's no way that anyone could do that job without those administrative assistants that just held my hand because I was going to be in the fetal position underneath the desk if they didn't. And those same people were here doing that, and they were terrific. Came in that first morning and opened up, there's a box that used to be in the athletic office that has keys. There's like 1,000 keys there. And I'm going, what have I got myself into there? Well, those folks helped us out all along the way. And those baseball card shows had Willie Mays, Pete Rose, so it wasn't, a 240 hitter that was filling out the 25-man roster. These were the bigwigs of Major League Baseball that came here for those. Okay, our last award here tonight is a team award. And boy, our team category is very, very competitive each year when we take a look at those teams that are worthy of being selected. So if you're a team that's selected at this point in time with the criteria, you really have accomplished a lot. And you can look there and see this 1999 boys track and field team accomplished a lot. From being sectional champions to where they placed in the state tournament, individual state medalists, relay medals, school record holders that in many cases still stand as school record holders going back now 27 or 26 years. So this is really a top-notch team that did a great job, and everyone that is on this team contributed. As I looked at the list of these students here, these athletes here, think back at the athletes they were and what they did. They were very, very, very good and all contributed, and that's what you have to have when you have a juggernaut team, whatever sport it is. So, again, let's now recognize, and we have a number of them that are going to come up and speak, and before we do that, I'm going to read the names of all of those students or all of those athletes that were on the track team. Please give a big round of applause first to the final inductee tonight, the team inductee, the 1999 boys track and field team. Here are the members of that team. And before we list the names here, 2 guys back here, Mick Hickey and Jerry Albright were coaches that I had, and I'll be celebrating the 50th reunion of my class this summer. So that means they're really old, right? But no, these guys, please give them a round of applause. They have had so much influence on my life and on many other athletes here going way back. Okay, here's this list. And then, guys, when we're done here tonight, you can come up here and pick these up, and we'll have these for you. And then we'll have a plaque here that Mr. Young will give, and then whoever's going to come up here and speak can do that. Here are the members: Devin Boydston, Calvin Opkenorth, Pierre Woods, Justin Brown, Doug Lindstrom, Lorenzo Pugh, Julia Sargent, Jordan Watson, as I said, Coach Hickey and Coach Albright, Beau Shay, Brad Friedman, Brian Yawn, Paul Dakalasa, Josh Corbin, Brian Nash, Ben Clark, Josh White, Andy Wagner, Alan Sullivan, Jens Elsner, Andy Clark, Kelvin Opkenorth, Jason Royce, Alan Stevenson, Jamie Ford, Keith King, Tommy Baker, Albert Green, Jason Ladendorf, Jake Ralston, Tobias Dickerson, Josh Dennison, Chris Bonzali, Coach Luptek, another outstanding coach in our school district and in track, Mike Wilder, Hassan Ford, Jimmy Alvarado, and Breck Wilson. Again, a big round of applause for this great, great track team. And Coach Young will present the plaque to whoever would like to come up, and then whoever would like to speak as well.
Everybody come up for a picture.
I don't need any notes because I've been waiting 27 years to tell the story about the 1999 boys state track team. Sometime after that meet, my dad and I were in the car, and he said that he would not be surprised if one day we were inducted into the Galesburg High School Athletic Hall of Fame. And I don't remember what I said to him or if I said anything, but he was adamant that what we did was unprecedented and the way we did it was simply incredible. And he was right. And I'm going to start off with this picture that is the May 27, 1999 article from the Galesburg Register Mail with a picture of our 8 state qualifiers surrounded around my dad's 1962 Corvette. This picture was a complete accident. All I wanted to do was drive it to practice one time before I graduated, and it turned out to be the day that the newspaper was showing up to take our picture for the state track meet article. And somebody, not me, said we should put the car in the picture. I think it was Jordan Watson. And I say that because I like to joke that that is when cars started showing up in the team pictures at Galesburg High School. So now when you see one, you know where it got its start. The sectional championship was the first sectional championship in Galesburg High School track history for the 2-class system. We got on a school bus and drove to the end of the earth in Minooka, Illinois, and I had never heard of it before. We won every single race we were supposed to win. We outperformed certain races where we already knew we were going to do pretty good. But at the end of the night, Rock Island was in first place, and we were in second place with one race to go. And our coaches told us that. And Rock Island was not going to run a team in the 4x400 meter relay. But we had to take first place to get the team championship. And we did. but we were supposed to win. We were the #1 ranked team in the 4x400 meter relay. This article tells the real story. Justin Brown was seated 8th in the 400 meter dash. He placed 5th. Only the top 5 places get points. He got us 2 points. We beat Rocky by 1. It was the loudest bus ride I've ever had in my entire life. But that set the tone for the state track meet. And what you got to understand is back then there were only 2 classes, A and AA, and we were AA, which means that we had to run against every major metropolitan area in the entire state of Illinois when we went to Charleston every year. And this was my 4th trip. My freshman year I went as an alternate, and every year it was the same thing. Happy to be here. We'll run on Friday, and we'll sit in the stands on Saturday and watch the finals. The only person that I had seen from our team win a medal was Mike Hunnigan, my freshman year, the honey man. But after that, sophomore year was 2 relays, run on Friday, sit in the stands on Saturday. Junior year was 1 relay team, 1 field event, and we sat in the stands on Saturday and watched the finals. This year, though, was completely different. I was looking through the program, and there's a list of every single school that qualified and how many events they qualified for. And in AA, Galesburg was at the very top. We had 5 individual events, 3 relays for a total of 8. Thornwood had 6 individuals, 2 relays for a total of 8. Everybody else had less, and Thornwood had twice as many runners as we did. To make it to Saturday, you have to be one of the 9 fastest people. There are 3, 4, or 5 heats on Friday. There are 30 to 45 guys jockeying for those 9 spots. And even if you make it to Saturday, only the top 8 get medals. We were not ranked in the top 9 in any event heading into Friday. Calvin Opkenorth qualified in the 110-meter high hurdles. First of all, running fast at 100 meters is hard enough. Trying to jump over stuff at the same time, nobody wants to do that. It takes real talent. He was ranked 21st going into Friday. He qualified for Saturday and medaled 8th place, only 0.8 of a second off first. Alfonso Pugh. I've been chasing him since kindergarten on the soccer field at Nielsen Elementary, where everybody wanted to be faster than Alfonso and Lorenzo, but nobody ever caught either one of them. Alfonso was ranked 27th in the 200-meter dash going into Friday. He qualified for Saturday, medaled 8th place, half a second off of first. He also qualified for Saturday in the long jump, medaled 8th place. Pierre Woods qualified, well, he came into Friday ranked 10th in the 400-meter dash. He qualified for Saturday, and this is where I'm going to tell you that the entire Saturday track meet is available on YouTube, IHSA archives. I watched the whole thing this week while I was doing this research. Coming off the final turn, Pierre was in 8th place with 100 meters to go. He finished 3rd, less than a half a second off of first place. He was our top medaler. He also qualified for Saturday in the high jump, medaled. Our 4x100 meter relay team, leading off with a sophomore, Julius Sargent, Calvin Opkenorth, Lorenzo Pugh, and Alfonso Pugh. In my opinion, that is the most difficult relay to medal in, because even if you have the 4 fastest guys on the track, it doesn't matter unless you have flawless handoffs. That's why Team USA struggles to even finish a race every 4 years, because they don't work on their handoffs as much as these guys did. They came into Friday ranked 18th. They qualified for Saturday and placed 4th. Beat Rock Island, who had the state champion 100-meter runner anchoring their team. The 4x200 meter relay team, again leading off with the sophomore, Jordan Watson, who went out for track that year for the first time because he wanted to stay in shape for basketball. Myself, Alfonso, and Lorenzo. We came in ranked 10th. We won our heat. First place. We were the last team to make it on Saturday. We were the 9th team. We medaled 8th place. Well, the results say 8th place. My medal says 7th. I have no idea what happened, but I do remember that they put up the photo finishes of every race, and I stared at that one, and I don't think that they figured it out either, because it looked like we tied, and so I took the 7th place medal, and that's how I say we got 7th. The 4x400 meter relay team, leading off with Justin Brown, second leg, Lorenzo Pugh, third leg, Pierre Woods, anchor leg, myself. We went into Friday ranked 10th. We broke the school record, stood for 20 years. Justin had the hardest job on that relay team, running first. Had to run in his own lane for an entire lap trying to make up a stagger. Lorenzo had the most dangerous job on that relay team. He had to run the first turn in his lane, and then everybody would collapse into the first lane on the backstretch. That's why we put the biggest guy on our team out there in the second leg. Pierre's job, he had one job, and that was to get the lead if we didn't already have it. And my job, Coach Hickey reminded me of, before every single race, he would put his hand on my shoulder and say, "Nobody passes you." We medaled 8th place on Saturday. The team that won that race ran a time that was so fast, they would have placed 8th in the Big Ten championship the following month. That's the kind of competition that we were up against down there. And you can only give a Hall of Fame performance like that with Hall of Fame coaches. We finished 6th place as a team. We were one of only 2 teams in the top 10 that were not from Chicago. In every single race we ran on Saturday, every one, we were the only school that was not from a metro area with multiple high schools. I didn't know that we would get the recognition that we thought we would get, but the first thanks have got to go to our coaches. Coach Albright, Coach Hickey, Coach Leptak. Thank you for being coaches in track and in life and hammering the fundamentals. The hours of block starts and handoffs and teaching us about static stretching and dynamic stretching and why it's important, and always yelling at us to keep our sweats on even when it was 90 degrees outside. Thank you to our families. We had the best cheer section at every track meet that we went to. And thank you to the Hall of Fame committee. We are more grateful than you will ever know, and I hope that this presentation reinforced your decision. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and again, well deserved. As we draw to a close here tonight, again, a reminder for our athletes and teams to meet Mr. Young outside there, and he has some further directions for you. And again, track guys, please make sure that you come up here and get your track certificates. I'll have them up here. And then, again, congratulations to all of you. You are well deserving of all this. And let's give them a nice round of applause again. The last thing here, again, blood, sweat, and tears goes into all of this. And for any of you that have ever been athletes and whatever you've done, and certainly in school, there's a lot of sacrifice being made in all areas. I hope that all of you that are in athletics or have been in athletics, and you that are in it now or going to be in it, that you're grateful to all the people that have made the sacrifice and given you the support so that you could have the opportunities to do this. Like I said, these two coaches here mean the world to me. They did everything for us going way back, and my life is better because of it. I see Jay Barshinger out here that's done a tremendous job. My college coach I see out there, Harley Nosher, who did so much for me and all of those athletes at Knox College. These folks truly have an impact on all of our lives, and the lessons that we carry and the relationships that we built with them and others make our life richer and better. So thank you to all of them, and I hope that you say thank you to all of them. And also, finally, make sure that you give thanks to your parents and your family and your brothers and sisters that have been there all along the way. They've got your back big time. I know my wife is here, and I was a coach for 40 years, and she was there supporting me all the way and doing so many different things, and I'm grateful to her, Kelly, back there. And finally, my dad. My dad is going to be 97 years old soon. And without him, for my brothers and I going outside, playing catch with us, throwing us a football, playing basketball with us. I even remember today that he went to pole vault over my grandma's shrubs in the backyard with a bamboo stick. I still remember that, and that's been 60 years ago. Without his support and my mom's support, none of these things would have ever happened, and all the things that they did for us. So please make sure that you recognize all that with the people in your life and the coaches that you've had. So again, thank you for coming today. You've been a great audience. It's terrific to see so many of you. Again, make sure that you go out there, and we'll see you here again next year, hopefully back at Thanksgiving. And thank you, Mr. Young, for the great work you did. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.